computer. $50 people waiting. I'm going to go ahead and start, okay? And then after I start, we'll give them a minute or so to let everybody in, and then we will start the webinar. And 1, 2, 3, go. Hello, everyone. We'll just wait a couple more minutes to let everybody into the room and we'll get started shortly. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. We're here today to talk about the Uber Shuttle program for UCSF. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. I'm Vicki Sundstrom over at the Transportation Department in SPU. We're working exclusively on parking and transit solutions for the community. And today we're going to talk about the Uber Shuttle program. Currently, or we're starting this month, or we've launched a partnership with Uber. So what does that mean? UCSF is partnering with Uber for access to Uber's Commute shuttles. UCSF employees commuting to Mission Bay would purchase a monthly subscription to access 10 routes with rides available during the morning and evening commute hours. We're taking advantage of the available capacity on Uber's employee shuttle program. We would be commuting with Uber employees. We're starting with a small size program and we're going to scale up based on the capacity that is available in Uber's program. So about the program. The shuttle subscription costs $160 per month and operates on a calendar month cycle. Payment for the service is through a UCSF payment portal. Reservations and real-time information is via the Uber app. Participants are responsible for traveling to the stops and any expenses related to that travel. Route stop schedules are based on Uber's existing program, and this program is only available to UCSF employees. About 10 days ago, we launched the website. On the website is everything you need to know about the program, or we think we've covered everything you need to know. There's a link on the page that links you to the schedule. So it has all the routes on it, all the times that the service picks up and drops off, and the drop-off locations or the stops. The way you would sign up is when you'd go through the schedule and make sure it works for you. There will be, as of 1 o'clock today, a link on the website that takes you to the payment portal. You would go ahead and sign up for the route that you want to sign up for. The purchases must be made every month. We will implement a recurrent payment option soon, but it's not available right now. Um, the payments have to be done, or the sign up has to take place by the 21st of the month. We'll vet the people that have signed up to make sure that they are indeed UCSF employees, and that list will be sent to Uber by the 25th of the month. And the following month is when people get to start riding the service. When the list is submitted to Uber and it's in their system, you will get a message from them. This is what the email looks like. And basically through this email, you would connect this account, the UCSF Shuttle account, to your Uber account, and follow through with that process to use the service. After the first month, we're going to implement a solution where the people that signed up the first month have an option to continue and have first access to the seats so that they have the option to continue the service every month. So you'll have first access to the program. The seats not sold will then be available to the entire community. You'll receive an email next month on how that's going to work. For the next part of this webinar, I'm going to turn it over to Annabelle Sealing, who is the implementation manager at Uber.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vicki. Great to chat with everyone today. As Vicki mentioned, I'm the implementation manager for Uber. So if anyone is having technical questions or any questions once they've joined the program through UCSF and having any issues in the app, you'll be reaching out to myself and my team. So I'm just going to quickly walk you guys through kind of how to book the shuttle, how to use it in the app. It's similar to UberX, but a little bit different. Um, so one moment. Okay. So if you can see my screen, this is just a tutorial of how to book in the Uber app. So number one is there's a shuttle tile here, and that's where you'll be clicking. So this is the in detail flow of the shuttle Navatile booking. So you tap shuttle, you'll choose which route you're looking for. This just shows two, but it
Hey,
expands.
Annabelle, I think you need to share your screen. Okay, I see it. Thank you. My bad.
Oh, okay. Um, no worries. Can everyone see?
Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I'll start here. I wanted to walk everyone through the booking flow. So one of the simplest ways to book your shuttle ride is through the shuttle tile. So you'll see a tile, it'll either pop up on your homepage or the more options. And that shuttle is the shuttle program you're enrolled into. The next step is you'll select your route. So there's only three showing up here, but there will be more once you scroll down. Next, choose your payment profile. So it should automatically pop up the employee shuttle program, but if it doesn't, you can choose your payment profile here. You'll schedule your ride on that route, and then you'll get a confirmation that you have a seat. The next way to do it is called the where to flow. So instead of picking one of the tiles here, you go to the where to question mark box. And in that way, you'll be able to see your first stop and where you want to be dropped off at. And you'll be filling in the addresses here. And then since it pairs with one of the shuttle routes, it will pop up on this third screen here. You'll see Employee Shuttle. It says UberX, but it should say Employee Shuttle. That's where you'll click, and then you'll be able to select your routes and times. Again, it follows the same flow after that, picking your payment profile, etc., and confirming your shuttle ride. Um, so this is kind of the experience once you've confirmed your ride. You'll see once it comes time to get on the bus, this will pop up that you have a activity coming on your Uber app. You'll open the ticket to scan. You'll simply show this QR code to the driver. If they have issues, there's a backup pin, and that's another way they can confirm that you're supposed to be on this shuttle. And that is as simple as it is for that step. The next one is support. So we have a whole flow through the app to contact support if you have any issues, such as one of the common ones is lost and found. And that's the flow how to get here. So essentially, you just follow the flow to Uber Shuttle. And then another thing is you can see your activity within your Uber app if you just want to double check that you booked the ride for that day. This is similar to the area where if you're looking in your Uber app, if you've booked, like pre-booked an Uber X, it's in the same area. And that's where you'll see your upcoming rides. Um, Yeah, so I think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's any FAQs we should go through. One of the things that came up in the last webinar is like a wait list. So there's not a sort of wait list. If it's important to you to get a seat on the bus, just make sure you do that early enough. And the way it works is we have the shuttle dropping on Wednesdays for the upcoming Monday. So you have a few days to figure out your schedule for the next week, and just book your shuttle ride early so that you make sure that you get a spot. If you don't have a spot, but like let's say you actually see the bus outside of your office, you can try and go get a seat on that. First, you have to book it through the app, but you can see if there might be a seat available. But we wouldn't recommend this if it says full or there's no seats left. Like they're definitely that shuttle is full, so I wouldn't recommend like going out of your way to see if there were any no-shows. That's kind of what we explained in the previous webinar. Let's see. I think this should be good for now. Also, there's no children allowed, no emotional support animals allowed on the shuttle. And some shuttles do have bathrooms and bike storage, and we've shared that list with Vicky so she can provide that. Um, yeah, I think that's what I would like to cover so far. If anyone has any questions, thank you so much.
So we do have some questions, Annabelle, and I thought you could cover how the reservation works because we have questions about do we have to book every day? And then there's another one that says, do we have to book the ride each time we plan to take the shuttle?
Yes, 100% to all of those. You do need to book, there's no way to book like recurring shuttle trips, and you have to book the way there, and then you have to separately book the way back.
But you can do it a week in it or X number of days in advance, correct? So I'm in the soft launch group, and on Sunday evening I booked my ride for Thursday. So you
Yeah,
are able to book in advance for the week.
yeah, exactly. I can just repeat that point as well because it's pretty important. So, on Wednesday morning, like Pacific time, you should be able to book for the next week. So for the next Monday, you should see everything Monday through Friday of that next week. So if you're, someone who, this is very important that you get a seat and you're, setting this up as your future commute, you can, put a calendar reminder on for Wednesday morning, and then you won't have that situation where the bus is sold out.
So we have another question here that we should probably address is I'm on the Uber app now. I don't see a shuttle option. Will it only be visible if we sign up and are accepted into the program? And the answer is yes. So up until the 21st of this month, you would go into the payment portal and sign up into the UCSF payment portal. We cut off on the 21st. We'll take that list, we'll vet the list, and then we'll send the names over to Uber. And once you're in the Uber system, you'll receive an email, the email that we shared earlier, the screenshot. and you would go through that process and connect your UCSF account to the Uber app.
Just a quick point on that, Vicky. So when you're connecting, we've had a lot of people have success if they open the Uber email on their work email on their phone, because then it just connects more seamlessly to your Uber app that is on your phone as well.
Correct. So we had a couple of questions about that tile. So yes, you definitely you have to sign up through UCSF, and a couple of weeks later you'll get an email from the Uber system, and you go through that process, and that's when the tile will show up in the app for you. Let's see here. So there's some questions about growth of the program. We're starting small. We've had to set up a payment system. We've had to figure out how we're integrating with Uber. We're starting small. We want this to succeed. We'd like to see it grow, but we're taking baby steps at a time. And we're kind of eager to see it grow as well, but we also do need to see this pilot program succeed. So there's quite a few questions about, does this have to be done every day, and then expanding the program. So here's a question. If you subscribe to the 9 a.m. shuttle, do you have the flexibility to change the time? So I do want to clarify that you're not subscribing to a certain time. You're subscribing to the program, the entire program. And then every week, the schedule, the following week starts up, and you go in there and you pick the one that works for you. But Annabelle, can you cover, like, if somebody picked a time and then has to change it to another time?
Yes, you can remove yourself from that shuttle. So let me see where the screenshot is. Um, it's in the activity area. So it's like trips, activity. Again, it's the same area. Like if anyone here has booked an Uber X in advance and you want to see like what time you have that booked for, it's that same area. You can see your future trips. So you just simply click on that trip, cancel it, and then you have to go back and book the one that you are interested in. And I forgot exactly what the cutoff is for that. It might be like 10 minutes before the bus leaves. But just do it like as early as you know that your plans have changed, because that will open up a spot for, an Uber employee or one of your other coworkers to take that bus.
So here's another one. When booking, is it round trip when booking? Also, how early in advance can we book? We already covered the how early in advance, but do you want to cover the round trip aspect of it?
Yeah, you cannot book round trip. So that's actually kind of nice because, some people things change, or maybe they take a different shuttle back for some reason, like to get to their child's daycare, whoever knows how many reasons, but it's kind of by design that way. Especially because there's different the main reason it's designed that way is that there's different times in the morning and at night, and not everyone knows, you might end up having to work a little bit later than you expected, or get out earlier than you expected. So that's why there's that flexibility built in.
So the next question, are there two ways to ride? This talks about weekly sign up, but the plan is for a monthly membership. Correct? Question mark. So the subscription is a monthly subscription, but you make the reservations on a weekly basis. So you're not making a reservation for the entire month. You're signing up for the month, and then every week you go in there and you pick the time slots that you want the reservation for. Another question about the tile not being in the app. Um, Trying to get through all these questions here. And capacity. So here's one. Is the monthly rate prorated if there are no seats available on any certain day? And no, it's a monthly subscription that you're paying for, and there are no prorated options. Is there a limit, Annabelle, to how many times we can book for the week?
Not that I'm aware of.
And that's true. That's that they can take it as often as they want. So here's another one, similar to somebody else's question. Are we able to share shuttle passes with coworkers, commuters if we do not ride on the same day of the week? And the answer is no. Everyone has their own subscription to the program. So can you talk us through, maybe not talk us through, but explain, because there's a question about the personal Uber account and then the UCSF one, and how that works.
Yeah, of course. So we've had this happen as well for other clients where they sign up with their business email. And on their phone, they're actually signed up with Uber through their personal account, and it does work seamlessly as we recommended. Try to pull up the U4B invitation, so that will be on your work email. So pull up your work email on your mobile device, and then it will automatically link to the Uber account on your phone. It's kind of magical, but it just determines that you're the same person and you will have access to the Uber shuttle program, but everything else in your Uber app will stay the same and it will be your personal Uber account. Like you won't be charging rides to UCSF randomly. Like everything will still be seamless for you. And the data is also secure. Like your employer doesn't know what your rides are or your Uber Eats orders, things like that. And this is just how it works for all of our other clients, and everyone's pretty happy with it. So that's sort of the system.
So another question here is, can we purchase a pass in the future if we do not purchase it today at 1 p.m.? And the answer is yes. Um, Purchase in the future, like a couple of days from now, if there's still seats available for sure. And then, we start the process every month again for the following month. So we do suggest that you get in there early to get the passes because we do anticipate that this program will be popular. We would like it to be very popular. Um, so is it obvious where the shuttles pick up? Are there signs at the specific stops? Annabelle, can you cover that or should I cover that?
I think it might be better for you to cover that, Vicky, since you're on site. Actually, I'm not based in Mission Bay, so I've
Okay, all
actually
right.
never seen this pick.
Let me share my slides again. All right, let's see how I can share my slides. But to answer that question, when you're in the schedule deck, when you're in, let's go to the web, let's go here, share. So you see my screen? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. So when you go to the website, there's a link to the schedule and the routes, and you go into this document. Um, the stop location is a link that opens up a photo and that photo shows you where the stop is. So for me in Daly City, when I click that link, it shows me exactly where I should be waiting for the stop for the bus at the entire Daly City BART station. It picks out the spot where you're supposed to go. I'm assuming that in the app it also shows you where the stop is, where the bus picks up, right, Annabelle? Like,
Yes. You'll
yeah,
be able
so
to, it's
it
like a, yeah.
I imagine that the Uber experience carries through in the shuttle app as well. Um, to reassure everybody listening in, I will be writing it this Thursday. There's a small group of us that are a part of the soft launch group that will be trying everything, and we'll start sharing more information with you as we do what you're going to do. So I do know that this information is currently online, so you can see where the stops are at each where exactly the bus picks up at every stop, so you have that sense of where that is. At Mission Bay, the stop, the pickup and drop off, the final drop off here is on 16th Street, just adjacent to the Chase Center. Will these slides be released to you? Yes, they will. What happens if you decide to drop out of the program and then decide to rejoin? Are you placed on a waiting list? We're We're working through a lot of things right now, but if you drop out of the program, you basically become a part of the general pool. And when the seats are available, you just sign back up again. The priority is given to the people that are continuing to use the program month to month to month because we've gotten them to change their behavior. Hopefully, we've gotten them out of their cars and we want them to reliably count on this program to get to work. So we want them to have access to those seats because they have changed their behavior and we want to maintain that. So here's a question. On Wednesdays, can you book for the whole following week?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a question here. What time on Wednesdays will the booking portal open?
It should be like Pacific time, like morning Pacific time. We have a team that does this based in Cairo. So I don't want to give like a specific time now, but I would say like like before lunchtime. That's when this should happen. I believe it might even happen earlier than that, but just in case there's any sort of delay. But
Mm-hmm.
it should be like before, 11 a.m. or so, Pacific time. You'll be able to see it.
Okay. There's a question on here. Is the payment done through payroll or the Eden Red card? The payment is not through payroll. The payment portal, you can use any credit card, and eventually you'll be able to use your Eden Red card. The Eden Red card, we're working through that process right now and hopefully testing it in a few days. So once that's available, we will provide that information. But as of right now, you can use any credit card to pay for it. When does the shuttle start? The program, the first day for the program to actually ride the shuttles is on June 2nd. We start selling today at 1 o'clock. The link to the store will be on the website a little before 1 today. So hop on there at 1 o'clock. It'll take you to the store, pick the route you want to get on. So this is what it looks like here. This is what the store looks like. It has all the routes on there and pick the route that you want. And we have limited it based on the number of seats we think we have available for the first month. So um, it's not an entire bus full, it's a small amount. We're partnering with Uber. We want to make sure their employees have seats. We also want to make sure that our employees that buy a pass have a seat. So it's a small size from the beginning. It's about 150 altogether. So that's quite a few seats for the first month. Um, there's a question here about a la carte instead of monthly. No, the program's a monthly program. The subscription is for the month. Um, how many seats does the average shuttle hold? Annabelle, would you like to cover that?
Yeah, I can cover that. So the ones that are more like local San Francisco routes are more like 35 people. And then the long haul routes are more like a coach bus.
Mhm. Which is about 55 seats, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a question. Can you get off and up at any of the stops? Or do they so basically, if I take it at Daly City, do I have to get off at Mission Bay or can I get off at the next stop?
That's a good question. So you can get off. This is an interesting one. You can get off wherever you need to. It's more about getting on. Just make sure you're booking for that particular stop.
Okay. Um, so there's some questions about the schedules on here, and the schedule, the program, the way it is today is available online, and the link to the website is in the chat box. Which shuttles have restrooms? We'll provide that information online as well. Can we use pre-tax dollars to pay for this program? You will be able to use your pre-tax dollars to pay for the program. We're in the process of working that last bit of integration in with Eden Red. And once that is done, you will be able to do that. But right now, today, we can't do that today. Where will the registration link be posted in the UCSF Uber web page at 1 o'clock what would we need to register? So around 1 o'clock, the information for the store will be available on the web page. It's supposed to be right before the questions. So we want you to look at everything, make sure you understand the parameters of the program, and then, click that link and it'll take you to the store. What would you need to register? Well, you'll need your credit card and you will need your UCSF ID number. On the website, it tells you how to look up your UCSF ID number if you don't have it. So there's a question here about continuously having a subscription. Um, we need to work through a recurrent payment process. This is the first month. It's hard to say whether or not the recurrent payment process will be up and running next month or the month after that. But right now, we will give priority to anybody that wants to continue the program that signs up the first month. Again, we want to reinforce behavior change. And so we want to be sure that those people that took it the first month have access to the program the next month. You would have to then go in and pay yourself with your credit card. We don't currently have a recurrent payment option. To clarify, we should sign up for an Uber account using our UCSF email to make it easier to verify. What you do is you sign up, you pay for it in the UCSF portal, which is linked, which will be linked from the website at 1 o'clock today. So that's where you sign up. You will eventually need to have an Uber app on your phone. Once you sign up and we send the list over to Uber, you'll get an email, and through that, you'll be able to link your UCSF email to the Uber app.
Yeah, and just to clarify on that one, you don't need to sign up with a new Uber account with your UCSF email. Like everything will link to the Uber account on your phone, if you open this email, on your phone. And it's like I said, it's kind of like magic, but it determines that you're the same person.
It really is like magic. I was super impressed at how quickly everyone's been commenting about how well that's been working for them. Everyone as in the soft launch group. Um, So we have a lot of the same questions going on, and I will take the time to reply to all of them and make this information available to everybody. But is there anything else you want to cover, Annabelle? Because it's a little past 12:30.
I don't think so. I'm really excited for everyone to experience the program, and we hope it's as seamless as possible from the tech side. I really think it should be. So, yeah, thank you everyone for your time. Like we really appreciate it, and I think it's great to get some of these questions out of the way, as a group. So, yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a good rest of
All
your
right.
day.
Bye-bye. Enoch, I'm going to end this now, okay?
Okay.